Hi everybody, this is Mahesh Gulani back again for the Father's Day. Father's Day is held every third Sunday in the month of June. Friends, I must tell you a story before I begin my talk about Father's Day. There was this father who was about 45 years old, young father, and with his 16-year-old son, and there was something naughty that his son did, and father was not too happy. So father told him, "Son, come here. Do you know you are 16 and doing nothing? You are useless. You're wasting your time. You're a waster, loser. Look, at the age of 16, Sachin Tendulkar had scored a century against Pakistan. He beat them to smithereens, a dushman country of India. And what are you doing?" The son turns back and tells his father, "You are 45, but do you know the president of Chile? He was someone who became a president at the age of 35 not very long ago, and more like this. So Papa, don't give me that yarn." Now, like father, like son. Let's not talk about that. But with this story, I am going to tell you something about the Father's Day. Now, Father's Day is something which is celebrated once in a year. And why not? Because they say Mother's Day is every day. Now, Father's Day, let me begin with telling you how it all started. It was in 1908 in America when there was an explosion in a mine, and where about 300 men and boys all died. And that day it was like a mourning for US, all men gone, and so many orphans. More than 500, 600 children became orphaned instantly. Now, suddenly they realized the importance of a father. Then in 1910, to commemorate that day, they dedicated that day to the fathers. But it was only in 1972, yes, 1972, 50 years back, when the American President Richard Nixon declared the third Sunday of June dedicated to the fathers as Father's Day, and it was declared also a holiday, which means the fathers should that day give their time to their children or child, as the case may be. Now, I would say, why only on the Father's Day do the fathers have to give time? Why not the other days? Yes, isn't it important? And I'm going to talk to you the importance about the other days as well. Father's Day can be celebrated in a big way. Why not? Because this day, let the fathers feel very important. The mother's role, notwithstanding, is there. It's very important. But I must tell you that the mother actually instills a kind of a, gives the child the care, nurtures the child tenderly, and the child learns to be caring, kind, and other things. But what a father gives is something else. When a father teaches the child, takes him out, throws him in the air, catches him, tells him about how life is, talks about what he did when he was a child, what games he played, how he fought with people at the age of 10, 15, 20, and the child learns just that way. Now, if the father is spiritual whilst the child is growing up, then the chances of the child becoming spiritual is 60%. And when the mother and father both instill that spiritualism in the child, then 75% of the time the child will become spiritual, which means he will appreciate the qualities of God, nature, and other things. But the surprising thing I'm going to tell you, if it's only the mother who's teaching the child, the love for God or spirituality, then out of 50, only one child goes on spirituality, which means that means, in other words, that the father's role to make a child spiritual or love of God is more. Now, considering that the father's role here is important, I think in many other ways it's important. Now, what does a father do with the child? The father has to give time. Look, only making money or working hard is not good. You have to have a relationship with your child. Make yourself available at the time when the child is available. Like if it's busy, if you are busy in the mornings, then give your time on a particular day or days to the child in the evenings or in the afternoons. But by all means, if you produced a child or children, it is your duty to give your child time. Otherwise, the child can be a bit not 100% normal. You know what I mean? Can be a sad child, can be a very happy child, can be an imbecile child. So the mother's role is very important, but the father's role is also very important. That means the two of them, the mother and father, are very instrumental in making the child come up in life. Now, you must talk to your children, whether it's the dining table, and talk. Not telling your child, look, when I was your age, I did this, or at your age, you're doing nothing. I had worked so hard, my father was poor, and I did this, and I did that. Actually, in a way, you're praising yourself. You're making a hero of yourself. No, don't do that. Tell your child, in fact, that at your age, child, you are much better than me. At your age, I used to be lazy, but you are so active. You're taking part in sports. Make the child feel the importance. Yes, that's the way it is to be done. Most of the times, mothers and fathers are talking about themselves. We did this, we did that. No. Please don't do that. Teach the child. Make him or her feel important, feel desired, wanted. At home, the character is built at home, not outside. They go outside portraying what they are learning at home, modeling on their parents. Yes, this is what we call in Hindi sanskars. आप वो होते हो बाहर में जो आप घर के अंदर अपने माँ बाप के साथ होते हो. सीखते हो आप वही हो, चाहे आप इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहे हो या नहीं दिखा रहे हो. But a mother and the father have to do their role. So for God's sake, avoid saying to a child that at your age I did this or at your age I did that. See, a child can turn back and tell you a lot of things. But he doesn't. He's learned not to say that. Love your child. Your child should respect you out of love, not fear or kind of, I will not give you this if you do this. No, don't do that. Give him or her love. Give him or her what's due to them without putting conditions or preconditions. That's the way the child grows up to be good and perfect gentleman or a gentlewoman and are also successful in life. Normally, we parents, father or mother, today because it's a Father's Day, I have to talk about fathers, we always go for perfection. If we see any imperfection in our child, we keep telling the child, look, this is not the way to dress, this is not the way to wear this. How you're so ugly, you're doing these things so ugly, in an ugly way. You're talking bad, you're mouthing bad language, your grammar is not perfect. Please don't do these little things of making him or her perfect. Just enjoy that part of his imperfection or her imperfection. When they grow up to be that age, they will learn to be straight. They will learn to be just the way the world desires. But enjoy their imperfections. I am not talking about the their abnormal behavior or anything else, where if a professional help is required, by all means do that. I'm just talking about the general life. There are many times when the child comes back home after playing at maybe 9:30 p.m. or 10 when your food was ready and the child didn't come. Don't start scolding him and say things like, look, I was like this, but you are like this. You're taking undue advantage. No, nothing like that. Explain nicely. And don't expect the child to be absolutely godlike and perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are not perfect. So with this, I would tell you that I think I would end with a very good story. There was this father and son who went out together. Father told the son, come, I'll take you out today and we'll go fishing. So they go fishing. So they come back. The father looks tired, and before entering the house, a friend meets the father and says, hi, how are you? Fine. So how was the day? You had gone for fishing, I believe. Says, very bad, utterly boring. Why? I didn't catch a fish. Oh, then the uncle turns to the child and tells the boy, hi Rohan, how are you? How was the day? Awesome, amazing day I had. Why? What did you do? Oh, I was with my father and I spent the day with my father. Now, the moral of the story is, see, here the child was giving all the importance to the father, but the father was giving importance to something else, forgetting that for him, the child was more important. The day that he spent with the child was more important. तो इसी बात के साथ आप समझ गए होंगे मेरी बात कि फादर्स डे का क्या करना है, एज अ फादर आपको क्या करना है. और आज फादर्स डे 19th of June 2022 आप लोग बिल्कुल एंजॉय कीजिए अपने पूरे परिवार के साथ, अपने फैमिली के साथ, और मजे कीजिए. एंड आज सिर्फ फादर्स डे नहीं होता, हर रोज फादर्स डे होता है, जैसे मदर्स डे होता है. थोड़ा कम आप समय दोगे तो चलेगा, लेकिन भाई साहब महीने में कम से कम 3-4 दिन तो दे दीजिए अपने बच्चों को जिनको आपने पैदा किया. ठीक है ना? आड़ुआ, बाय बाय, जय झूलेलाल.